That was really perfect timing because I just got finished turning a day. It's Albedo's quest time. It is our little interlude in between whenever I do my stream and whenever we continue Leeway. We're taking a break for one of the best boys, Albedo Kreideprinz. Here's his assistant, Sucrose!
Huh. Looks like Timaeus isn't here today. Customers? Oh, pardon me. Are you looking for Timaeus? No. Just strange for him to not be around. Paimon always sees him standing here. I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I was called over to attend to the store. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries, you could always ask me. I do my best to help.
No need to be nervous.
Huh? Do I look nervous? My apologies. I don't get out too often. I'm usually in the laboratory where there aren't many others to talk to. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll be reading a book. Over there. Thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we?
No need to trouble you.
Hey, aren't you the legendary traveler? The one who repelled Storm Terror?
Legendary is a bit much.
I've heard so many stories about you. Always wanted an opportunity to research you up close. What do you mean, research? Sorry, don't mind me. What am I saying? Still, you'd definitely be able to help Albedo. It is you, after all. There's that name again, Albedo! Is he also an alchemist in Mondstadt?
I think I might have heard of him.
Apologies. I never introduced him. Albedo is the Knights of Favonius Chief Alchemist. He's also Timaeus and my teacher. But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. So that means Albedo is a teacher? Yes. He's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world, and has made many an important breakthrough. We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all over Teyvat, seeking his help. They say that the subtlest of guidance from Mr. Albedo helps him to solve the most unfathomable of problems. Wow! Paimon didn't know he was such a big deal! Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see him, he has a concerned look on his face.
I'm not sure someone as smart as him could use my help. My knowledge of alchemy stops at basic crafting.
I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. I know it would bring him lots of new inspiration. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out.
Can he make Paimon stronger?
Paimon doesn't need any help in that department. But if Albedo wants to pay Paimon back for helping him, a few more might settle the score. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains right now. I'd love to take you both to see him, but somebody has to attend to the store. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for a refined gentleman with the presence of a true scholar. And... sorry. That's the best I can do. You'll have to do your best. Hey, stop worrying. We got this.
Literally, you could just say he wears a long coat and he's blonde. That would be a better description.
Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets talking about alchemy and research, huh? Is that what all researchers are like? Anyway, let's go and look for Albedo.
Anyway, this is gonna be... Please ignore the fact I haven't done my commissions. This is going to be interesting because when I last did Albedo's story quest, I'm gonna resonate with Animo, by the way, just for this quest. We're in Mondstadt, so it doesn't matter. I don't have to be Geo. But when I last did this, it was when the first Albedo event was going on. So I get those two things like confused about what happened when. So it'll be interesting to go through this story quest without having done the whatever the event was called where you get the festering desire. Oh, is she wearing the new outfit or does she still have the old one on?
Sister Rosaria, so here you are. Choir practice is about to...
I got here in time. Rosaria's still wearing her original outfit.
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
But this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be. People aren't like that.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain, or a trickster at best.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where, and you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quietly.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... So it's you, the honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons for eavesdropping. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority to arrest people now?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains?
We're looking for Albedo.
If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant.
As far as sisters go, you're fairly mysterious. You're more like a detective.
I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
But, yeah, no, they handed out the new censored alternative outfits. And Rosaria's is pretty different. And she looks a lot more like a nun, which is... A lot of people are like, oh yeah, this is great, but it's literally her whole shtick that she hates being...
No, little pixie. Your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example? It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius church than Paimon realized.
But Rosaria's whole is not like a sister of the church by choice. So her looking more like a nun is a little against her character. Not that I'm like pro let's make every character super sexual or anything. I'm very much not, but I don't think that Genshin characters particularly have been. Also, I'm just listening to Rosaria again. I don't know, maybe it's been a while since I played, but she sounds like 2B. I wonder if she is 2B. 2B's English voice. I don't think so. A Seelie. See, these are warming Sealies, so if you follow them, you will stay warm. Oh, and it's going to tell me about the warming Sealies now. Yes, warming Sealie. See, I know how to play the game. Are we going to his camp? Because I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be going to his camp. But here I am, following the Sealie instead.
I'll keep this close.
I'll keep this close. Worst. Okay, they're his footprints. They're yellow, because he's a Geo character. Also, there's a rumored Kazuha rerun. So I'm hoping I can pull him on this account, hopefully. Him. He.
Is that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilichurls? Isn't he in danger?
Fight!
Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Sorry, Albedo. I'm sorry, I ruined your painting. I ruined your painting. What is that achievement?
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilichurls unfinished.
You were painting hilichurls? I thought you were painting a landscape.
What's up with painting hilichurls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Very avant-garde.
Wow, look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilichurls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
Okay, bye.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey! What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
Mm-hmm. We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. From another world, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously.
Your research? I'm not sure I understand.
Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa, you want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than trying to explain. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
Alchemy really is miraculous.
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
So I'm an object of research?
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Is there any danger?
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Yay! Oy! Oh, I didn't even break this thing. You can break these things and it weakens the hilly trails. Whee! I fucked up my resync a little bit there, so there was a little bit of a jumpy cut thing. Sorry. I love listening to Albedo talk, but it's also very funny because his voice actor, Koi Dao, is very unlike Albedo in the sense that he's kind of a very gremlin-y chaotic person, and I say that in like a kind way, kind of like in the same way that no, not in the same way, but is very similar to a lot of my friends. So
an answer from this world?
there are oops, didn't mean to do that. Let me down. There are many funny clips of Koi like shouting something overlaid with Albedo. Like there's one that's where he goes, "The fucking audacity!" and then but someone overlaid it with like Albedo's burst, which is him tossing his hand to the side, and it's very funny. Anyway.
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know. But I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was you were saying?
Doesn't seem like you understood.
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Wow, he instantly understands what Paimon's about.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
You've seen through Paimon's ulterior motives.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at.
Ah, yes, a certain red Bernie girl.
The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person, how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature.
Not that I'm aware of.
Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you.
I caught Paimon with a fishing rod.
Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springfield to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Please no.
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
As long as I'm not being batted around by hydro mimics.
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
I also love that you do not have to be the traveler for this. You can just fucking blast with anything. Also, while we're doing this, it is Lantern, right? I don't know why I did that. And we finally got the pleasure of getting to see Zhao smile, and I'm still thinking about it, and I'm going to be thinking about it for the rest of today, and maybe this year, and maybe this century, actually. Oh, even more. Why are these little baby ones running away from me? It's not like I'm gonna kill you or anything. Did I kill the little ones already? I guess they're already dead. God, Anmo Traveler plays so much better than Geo. And what's funny is that Geo Traveler is what everyone uses if they're gonna use Traveler purely because of his C1. But his usability just fucking sucks.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready.
Just a bit cold.
Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Will it make my stomach swirl?
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of events?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry.
That's not hugely reassuring.
Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign.
This is like a health checkup.
Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, The potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
Is he gonna talk? I guess not. Oh, I have to break it.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes.
Hello, bastards!
Riptide.
Hello, bastards. The larger bastard is here to kill you. I kill. But if you want, this is probably gonna be the worst, episode yet for me actually ending the video on time, because I'm probably gonna fucking unscripted lore dump everything I know about Albedo on all of you, so it's gonna be a mess, but I'm gonna try my best. I eventually want to make, like,
Usable with a bit of polish.
I want to make, like, a summary of all the past events, including Albedo's.
This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Cause we don't get a lot of Albedo lore in his actual story quest. We get it in limited events, which is unfortunate. But it's still very good. And I would like to share the info that I have as best I can with no script, which probably won't be very good, but hey, I have hopes and dreams. Timaeus!
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
Rational? I would have thought even Paimon and I were more closely related.
Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements.
Slimes are born of elemental energy. The traveler is not.
Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
No.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. This traveler is a visitor from another world.
Whoa, he fucking just straight up tells Timaeus? I thought it was a secret. What the fuck?
If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world... Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time.
So everyone straight up knows that Aether's a fucking alien? Wild!
Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Weird potion. Oh no! Look at this lamp grass. It just came out. Oh, I have to actually, like, physically drink it. Okay. Where is it? Oh, here it is. A potion that Albedo made using alchemy. Despite its unusual color, Albedo insists that the potion will work just as expected. Drinking it should not cause any adverse side effects. Use. I'm burning.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face.
It's... You drank this?
You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What happened to him?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig.
What about the risk to you?
Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance, and it certainly speeds things up. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety.
I feel like you're referring to something in particular.
The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. Have I explained it clearly enough?
Still seems like there's another layer of meaning to your words.
To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up.
Jesus, Paimon! God!
What Paimon meant to say was, that's the spirit. Mr. Albedo, say something.
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. Wait one moment. If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
Okay. And now we just get to snoop at his camp. Okay. Observe shelf. A shelf packed with books and potions. Looks like the owner has a habit of reading and researching potions simultaneously. Observe record board. A board with some incomprehensible experimental reports stuck onto it. Still, you can tell that progress is being made on those experiments. Observe table. Looks like an alchemy work table. Some potions and several other apparatuses are laid out here. Are these what Albedo uses to investigate the world? It wouldn't hurt to touch it, would it?
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
Hello, Albedo.
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting?
I couldn't make heads or tails of anything.
Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to find an everyday use for them. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side, do you possess any unique abilities? Ones that don't exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment.
Am I battling slimes again?
No. You shan't be required to exert quite so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
What? Paimon, you give it a shot.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking, as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation.
Sure you're not sure you're not just peckish?
I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. It does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
I know what you're getting at.
Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
So fucking rude to him.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the willpower thing again. Where does it get these ideas from anyway? Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
But oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. Hold on. I need to Google something. Okay. You can buy butter. And we need to go back to Mondstadt to buy butter. You can buy it pre-prepared. I was gonna mention, a sunshine sprat is, is Albedo's special recipe. Can I get food to go? I need 3 butter, please. Actually, I'll take literally all your butter. You can't cook anything now because it's mine. The butter is mine. Okay, sunshine sprat. Do I get a- oh, someone has a bonus. Oh, Noelle. Yay! Okay. So it's his special recipe. Which is funny. It's not his favorite food though. Albedo's favorite food is actually desserts. He and Sucrose both actually have a sweet tooth. So it's funny, these two nerds sit in their lab eating candy all day. It's hilarious. Oh, I have your thing.
That was fast. Looking forward to testing the results. average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
You're Paimon's new favorite.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, lost property would be a thing of the past. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look.
There should be some elemental traces on the lost items.
Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight!
Straight up, hey, can you do my errands for me? There's one.
This must be electrohypostasis powder!
Oh, there's the other one.
The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it! Still in one piece! Good thing the vial's so strong!
Goodness, you managed to find them. Incredible. 1,000 thanks. I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Yep! Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean, we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning.
With you to the end, or how do I get off this train?
In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing?
No.
And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then?
Nope.
So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her?
It sounds like we're still on the superpower test.
Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Oh boy. The third experiment, life. I was not paying attention to chapter names. Oh god, I gotta go up there. Okay. Oh, look. This is helpful. We.
Windblade.
No? Not we? Can't I go up? Alright, I guess not. I guess because I have 2 and not 1, it's not gonna let me activate them. That's, annoying as fuck, actually. Whoa! Whoa! Look at this!
I'll keep this close.
Oh, this is one of those, quest things for... There's these hidden boxes, and you can unlock them, and I think you get a weapon. I can't remember if it's the claymore or the spear that you get for finishing that. It's one of those world quests where it's like there's no actual... Ooh. There's no, tracking. I was trying to think of it. Because there's a lot of those in Inazuma, like the Sacred Sakura and Tatara Tales, which I will make videos on eventually.
You want us to jump from up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is.
We'd better have a better method.
Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research.
This is less stressful than the superpower part.
Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
I feel like they updated this thing, because these gliding things were not here before. The bombs and stuff. Or at least I don't think they were. Alright, swimming! Wah! Fish! 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 There he is. Hello, I'm here. And I'm wet.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting.
What else have you researched this thoroughly?
I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. they cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly churros? Because you got to see something new and interesting in the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is precious little about them that serves to pique my curiosity now.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you? Like some basic draft of a sketch?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship for a lifetime. Now, before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
Oh god, they've got to do a fucking puzzle. But knowing now what we know about Albedo, hearing him say, make those comparative analysis things or whatever it was that he said gold, petrified trees. Those two caught my attention because, oh, hello, slimes. Petrified trees would refer probably to the trees found in domains, which I know I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but they're called Irminstill trees, and they have to do with the ley lines of Tvat. And gold very well could not refer to the metal gold, or instead refer to maybe, no, I don't think there's an alchemical process that relates to it, but there is I was going to save the lore dump for the end of the video, but I might as well just get started now. Daughter, who has a relation to Albedo that I will explain later, her other name is Gold. So perhaps he's comparing us to her a little, but I don't think that would maybe say that be inferring that Daughter came from another world, which I guess would maybe explain how Albedo is able to identify things that come from other worlds. But that would make sense because it also hasn't said she also survived something that I would not find, I would not think was survivable. But Albedo's story is intrinsically tied to a lot of the more secret stuff that happens in Tibet. Anyway.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities, much as we did for the physical test.
Wouldn't a written test suffice?
I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any way, that won't be factored in as part of the test. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like.
Hate to break it to you, dude. We're gonna be here a while. Oh god, what is this?
It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Oh, what? Is this one of those things where you have to get the Sealies to do the right thing? I did it! Okay, cool. See, there's another one of those puzzles, but it fucking goddamn sucks.
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
This is not a puzzle. This is just fucking follow a Sealy. Oh, climb the tower. Go get the Sealy. Let me see how intelligent you are. This is a fucking physical test. Just go get the Sealy. Follow the thing. Do you think I'm dumber than a— Ah! Fuck off!
Disappear.
No, not ice. Why are you using ice?
No time to lose.
Okay, anyway. Where? Back here? Is it up there? See, the thing with these little blah lines is I can't tell which way this is pointing. Oh, there it is.
Cool it.
I'm gonna fall in the water. Oh, it's cold. What is that? What is that? Star conch? In Dragon Spine? I didn't know those were here. Are we near the leeway side? Go. Go, you bitch. Oh, he doesn't see me.
Everybody stand back!
Tidal wave. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Get out of the bubble, you little thingy. Get out. Oh god. Oh. Oh, he drowned. Ha ha ha.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
Hey, explaining things is Paimon's job.
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look.
What that?
What's this?
I feel like I've seen these before.
To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment that. It'd be nice to get some cool results for once. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
See you soon. I take it I passed the intelligence test.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache.
Brain ache.
Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You! You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor.
What do you mean? He has ulterior motives?
Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? Participating in all kinds of strange experiments? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps, you were colluding from the beginning.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
I was just helping him with his research. I don't think he's a bad person.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
You came here to be sure, so you must have ways of assuring yourself.
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat. Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that.
Maybe she just lacks security.
Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
Okay. Oh, we are near the Leeway side. Wow, we walked over the whole mountain. Wow. That makes sense why there were star conches. I do need to collect those eventually for Tartaglia. Tartaglia. Because he uses them for ascension. Beto, Albedo. Hello.
You're back. Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back?
Quite literally, by his sister no less.
I wouldn't worry. She's just doing her job. Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is you're very much like a human from this world.
That's it?
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders?
Only the gods would know.
I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Teyvat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition. Is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
He was so short-lived.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness.
Are you lonely, Albedo? I'll give you a hug right fucking now.
So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Well, I haven't withered just yet. I wonder how my sister is.
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom.
So I'm a helpful specimen?
I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again?
Sure, even if you just want some company, find me anytime.
Well, glad I can count on you. I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Okay, let me go back to Albedo's camp, and then I am going to do the exposition of a very rough retelling of Tevat's mysteries, but trying to keep them in the scope of not spoiling too much of stuff that we know. I'm readjusting in my chair. Here's the part of the video where I talk for 10 minutes. So, the first Albedo event kind of didn't really have much in way of mysteries. It was more of, at least not that I remember, more of the mysteries were presented in Albedo's actual story quest, which you just saw. A lot of questions about Albedo were answered in the second Albedo story quest, which I actually have complete and full footage of without commentary. So who knows, I might do something with that in the future. But in that, Albedo reveals that he is in fact a artificially, I think he says it, artificially created human, which we kind of already knew because one of his constellations is called Homuncular Nature. So even though he calls himself an artificially created human, technically the word to describe him would be a homunculus. Albedo was created by a famous alchemist called Rhindaughter. And Rhindaughter, it was also revealed that Rhindaughter's other name that she's known by is Gold. And Gold is the alchemist that unleashed the cataclysm 500 years ago on the world, which also led to the destruction of Khanria. So, these parts were all kind of inferred and guessed. And so that event gave us the true, confirmation we needed that was like, yes, this is what happened. However, what is interesting is that would put Albedo around 500 years old, which we thought was fine because he is a homunculus, so he's probably not bound by he is not bound by the normal lifespan of a regular human. However, Albedo says that he never saw Khanria, that he was created after the destruction of Khanria, which says that Rhindaughter survived the destruction of Khanria and the cataclysm and went on to create Albedo. Now, Rhindaughter also created Durian, whose fucking corpse is literally down here. She made this big ass fucking dragon, which almost killed Mondstadt, and is also the whole reason that Dvalin got corrupted. So she is definitely an alchemist of note. See, here's Durian's heart in here. Let's hang out in this creepy zone. Oh, here. Did I pick up one of these teeth before? I'm not sure if I did. It's a tooth. I got a tooth. So that's what we know about Albedo. But another interesting thing is that people think that Albedo is going to get a corruption storyline. And that's what we thought the second event was going to be, because there was this whole thing with, oh, Albedo, why are you taking this child deeper into Dragonspine to kill him? Oh, Albedo, why are you fighting us and suddenly have cryo powers? But if you watched my theory video about what I thought was going to happen, I was mostly correct. That Albedo that we saw fighting with cryo powers was in fact a altered cryo whopper flower. However, that wasn't the only fake Albedo present. There were 3 fake Albedos. Well, not 3 fake Albedos, but 3 Albedos. There was our Albedo, there was whopper flower Albedo, and then there was prototype Albedo. Apparently, our Albedo was not the only Albedo that Rhine-Daughter created. She created another prototype Albedo, but he wasn't to her liking, so she fed him to Durian. She fed her creation to a fucking dragon, but he didn't die. Or somehow the power of Durian's heart, or whatever the hell's going on with this fucking thing, brought him back. And so because he never knew the love of the world or something, he tried to kill and replace Albedo, but that didn't work out. And instead, what he did end up doing was, there is a little boy, and unfortunately this account does not have it. Stevens. There's a little boy over here named Joel. I think I may have talked to him in a video before. Where is he? Is he not here? Where's Joel? I guess he's not here. Interesting. I don't know who Naughty is. But there's normally a little boy here named Joel, and he's talking about his dad went up the mountain and didn't come back. Maybe I already have the quest. Yeah, follow the snow-covered path for Joel's father. So you'll look for Joel's father, and you come to the conclusion that he probably froze to death in the mountain. However, though this is never said directly, Albedo strongly implies that what happened, because during this event, Joel's father comes back. So if I were to log onto my other account and show you, Joel's dad would be there chilling with him. Haha, no pun intended. But what Albedo says that he did was that Albedo altered prototype Albedo to look like Joel's dad, and now prototype Albedo has a family, but Joel's dad, fake Beto, says that he's suffering memory loss, so he doesn't really remember anything, but he knows enough that Albedo probably told him the basics about Joel and what he needed to know to survive, but he does have quote-unquote amnesia. But it's implied that that is the fake Beto. So, and then there are more of Rhine-Daughter's creations in the world. When we get to, oh shit, I bet I can show you, holy fuck. I was about to talk about Rift Wolves, I just remembered they added them to Wolvendom. There are these wolves, Rift Wolves, and they drop items. I don't know where they are though, because supposedly they added them to Wolvendom, but I haven't been to Wolvendom recently. But there are these floating wolves, and they're absolute goddamn ass to fight. Normally it's fine for me. I'm ignoring all of you. Goodbye. Nope, you're not a Rift Wolf. Where are the Rift Wolves? Leave me alone! I don't think I'm gonna be able to find them, but they're pretty cool. They are annoying to fight. But they're supposed to be added to Wolvendom after you do Razor's story quest, which we have done, but I don't see them. I guess they wouldn't be on the main path. I don't know. I was pretty sure that they added them. I don't know where. But she made those rift wolves, and if you read the drops on their claws, some of them are about Albedo, referring Albedo to her greatest creation. And Albedo, you know, his quote unquote, his title or his last name, whatever you want to call it, is Kreideprinz, which is Chalk Prince in German. Oh, hey, look at this. I bet I can open this. So Albedo is created of chalk. Whether or not that's literal chalk or just a word for something else, I don't have a Shrine of the Depths key. I don't know. But there's still a possibility of a corrupted Albedo storyline to happen because he is free from impurities, and supposedly what happened was Durian was somehow oops, I didn't mean to press that. Was somehow corrupted, and he wasn't always like the fucked up dragon that tried to kill Mondstadt, but it seems like whatever caused this corruption with Rhine-Daughter's experiments is maybe what caused the cataclysm, but that's my personal theory, not based, I can't cite evidence for that one, so I can't really, it's just my speculation. But Albedo is so intrinsically tied with a lot of the mysteries surrounding Khaenri'ah and the Cataclysm and all that, which makes him a very extremely interesting character, as well as the fact is he's just a nice fucking person, and also kind of funny at that. Like, I go watch his character trailer, because he starts drawing a geosphat, but he only draws the parts that are interesting before he brings it to life, and it becomes this fucked up, like, living drawing looking thing. And I'm like, you know what? Fucking relatable. I hate doing things that aren't interesting. But there are other little tidbits and stuff like that related to Khaenri'ah, especially around Mondstadt. Like, just in my party, I've got 2 characters in here that have somewhat relations to Khaenri'ah. Tartaglia, oh, this is not Tartaglia. Tartaglia fell into the abyss when he was 14 years old, and that's why he's fucked up murder boy, because he encountered things children should not see in the abyss or something. And the abyss is somehow connected to Khaenri'ah, and like Hilly-Churls are the cursed people of Khaenri'ah, the quote-unquote sinners or whatever. And then Kaya, his bloodline is somehow related to Khaenri'ah. He, in his old beta, he apparently had something, one of his constellations, I believe it was. Yeah, Excellent Blood, used to be called Royal Blood. So people theorize that Kaya is Khaenri'ah royalty. So much stuff about Khaenri'ah is tied to Mondstadt and to Albedo, and then there's another guy that we're gonna see after the Liyue story quests, who's gonna be.
Come on, let's get moving.
No, shush. We're not moving right now. Who's way goddamn interesting. Who I can't tell you anything about, but he's everywhere in the promotional material. And I'm gonna have so much, I don't have much to say about him, but he's still going to be very interesting to talk about when we finally get to him. But we gotta get through Liyue, which means I gotta stop fucking talking, and I gotta go figure out how to make a goddamn announcement videos for my live stream that I still haven't done yet. God. Okay. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to me. If you ever have any questions about Genshin lore, I, unfortunately, have become a walking encyclopedia of the most useless things that doesn't matter. How is knowing Genshin Impact lore going to help me in my life? It's not! And it's replaced everything I know that was remotely useful ever. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Khaenri'ah is interesting. Bye!